I'm Brandon. I'm one of the founders and the chief engineer for the Kraken Electrical System. Today we're doing an installation of our system into a 2023 Toyota Tundra that our friend Elias Brown from Thor's Lightning Adventure Gear has graciously loaned us to do the installation on. All right, for step one, I'm going to pop the hood and get to work on the battery. Let's get started. So most vehicles that you're installing the Kraken Electrical System into will have some previously installed accessories, and this one's no exception. This one belongs to my friend, so I can say this sort of install is just not cool. So let's get it out of there. So next we're installing the SDHQ battery terminal kit. This is a kit that comes from a company out of Gilbert, Arizona that we really like, and it works very well with the Kraken Electrical System. I've pre-installed a 125 amp Z-case fuse for the Kraken Electrical System power, and this vehicle also has a pre-installed air compressor from Thor's Lightning that I have attached a fuse, 100 amp fuse for that. The kit comes with a felt gasket to prevent corrosion, and the installation instructions ask you to tap to seat the terminal down onto the battery with a rubber mallet. Okay, the next step is to install the expansion block for the negative terminal from SDHQ. The factory Tundra negative block on the battery is pretty limited for where you can attach accessories to, so this makes it really easy to expand the capability of your electrical system. Okay, now that that's mounted securely, we can attach it to the factory ground post and reconnect the positive terminal . So now it's back into stock form, except with the expansion capability of the SDHQ kit. Okay, now that we've got the battery terminal kit installed, we need to remove the factory hold down bracket for the battery. This is a kind of flimsy little bracket from Toyota that we replaced with a much upgraded version that also holds down the Kraken Electrical System core unit. Just be careful when you're doing this to not touch your wrench to the positive terminal. Okay, the next step is installing the Kraken Electrical System vehicle-specific mount, which you can see here. I've pre-installed it in the right location. It replaces exactly the same footprint as the factory hold-down mount and provides a location here to mount the Kraken Electrical System core unit to. So there's two fasteners that hold this in place, a bolt and a nut on the front. Okay, now that that's installed, we can put the core in place, which takes 4 fasteners at all 4 corners. Be careful not to touch the positive terminal to any of these exposed components to avoid arcing. There's built-in vertical adjustability in the core unit, so you can position it exactly where you want and maintain good access to your battery terminals. Okay, next step is to install the positive cable to the Kraken Electrical System onto that 125 amp fuse. Again, be really careful working around the positive terminal of the battery. Sparks are bad. Okay, now that the positive is installed, we can move over to the negative, and as soon as you touch this, you may notice the lights start to flash on the switch pros, indicating that it has power. Okay, now that that's attached, you'll see the lights on the switch pros are steady on, indicating it has good power. Okay, the next step is to attach the trigger wires to the unit. The switch pros really requires only one to operate correctly, which is the ignition wire. I've gone ahead and attached that for the Tundra. The specific instructions for how to connect that to your vehicle will be in your instruction set. There's 2 additional trigger wire options. Every vehicle is different and every build is different, and you know best how you want to connect these, but a couple examples of how you might use this is the reverse wire, so the reverse circuit on your vehicle. If you have scene lights or something rear facing, maybe a chase light that you want to use while you're operating the vehicle, it's also helpful to have that come on automatically when you put the vehicle in reverse, so some people hook it up that way. Other options are connecting to daytime running lights, that circuit if you want like the backlight for your light bar or LP9 or something like that to come on with the running light circuit. So the next step is going to be routing the keypad control panel for the Switch Pros. So I'll go ahead and do that now. We've just run the cables through the grommet in the firewall, which includes both the remote cable going to the back of the truck as well as the one going to the core unit at the front. And because we have both of those keypads, we have to have this splitter in place. And we're going to connect the keypad for the cabin right now. Once that's connected, all you have to do is push it into place. Okay, at this point, we're done with everything up here. So let's put the cover on, see how it looks. We've got 4 M4 screws to install here. We recommend using Loctite to install these to make sure they don't back out over time. Okay, the next step is to connect the remote tether wire that's going to go over to the remote unit at the back of the vehicle or wherever you have it installed. May be helpful to have a step ladder to get up in there. Make sure you hear the audible click. And now we're going to drop the remainder of the cable down along the area where you're going to route it to catch the frame rail. Okay, I've dropped the cable down along the frame rail to go under the vehicle out of the engine bay, and the next step is to route it along the frame rail to the rear of the vehicle. So here you can see where I've routed the remote tether wire on the top of the frame rail and zip tied it along the way to the brake line fittings, which provide a nice secure and protected location for the tether. And then right at the point where the bed meets the cab, we have a service loop that you size depending on your installation location for the remote unit. And then we go straight up between the cab and the bed and up over into the bed. All right, so here we have the remote unit. That's an optional component of the Kraken Electrical System that breaks out half of the Switch Pro circuits and puts them in the back of the vehicle. So it's more convenient to connect your accessories that are in the back of the vehicle. When you receive your unit, your remote unit, it's going to look like this. It mounts on the bottom with 4 holes. In this case, we have a custom bracket that we've made to install the unit to these existing load accessory bars on the side of this bed rack. We're going to connect up the Thor's Lightning compressor that was pre-installed in this unit directly to this remote unit, so it's a really convenient installation location. We've already pre-installed and run the cables along the frame rail that connect the core in the front of the vehicle to the remote unit here. So I'm going to connect those cables now. Okay, now the remote unit is able to connect and run accessories. So the next step is to connect the accessory to the remote unit. Okay, now we're going to connect the remote keypad cable into the remote unit. You do that with the supplied grommet, route the cable through the grommet, and then push the grommet into the unit until it's secure. This helps keep dust out of the remote unit itself. Once that's installed, we'll attach the keypad to the cover. But first, I have to secure the cabling for both the remote unit and the remote keypad mount. Okay, the last step is to connect the remote cable to the keypad and install the cover. One of the great things about the Kraken Electrical System is its plug-and-play nature. Allows you to quickly remove and add accessories in and out of your vehicle if you don't want to have them installed all the time. What we have here is a zone cable that is not specific to any accessory. It works with all accessories. And then we have an accessory specific adapter, in this case for an ARB refrigerator, that I'm going to install now. So it's as simple as attaching it to an open port on your unit. Routing it to where you want it in the vehicle, and this can stay installed all the time. Connecting your accessory specific adapter. And plugging in your accessory. Now you're ready to go camping. Okay, we've finished up the install. Now's a good time to check your torque settings and electrical connections, make sure everything's functional and tight. And at this point, I'd like to say thank you to Elias from Thor's Lightning Adventure Gear for loaning us his truck, and looking forward to seeing you on the trails. All right, Elias, let's show you what we put in your vehicle.
I'm so excited. Brandon, show me.
All right, so this is the Kraken Electrical System core. We've mounted it to your battery with a custom mount that attaches it to the vehicle. And we've routed the cable to the remote unit, which is in the bed, and that's where we hooked up your compressor. So that the cable routes directly down along the frame rail and up between the cab and the bed, connects to the remote unit, and that's how you turn it on and off.
Brandon, I gotta tell you, this looks amazing. I'm so excited. It's a huge step up from the rat's nest of wiring that was in there before. And I'm proud to open my hood and see that Kraken Electrical System core box right there. I'm so excited to show our customers this and show them how this is gonna make their rig even more enjoyable, reliable, and give them the opportunity to add accessories as they see fit. Thank you so much. I'm excited for this partnership between Thor's Lightning and Kraken Electrical System.
Well, I sure appreciate the opportunity to work on your rig.
Absolutely, Brandon. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.